If you're frustrated because you feel like you're doing everything right, but nothing seems to be changing, well, then this video is for you. Hey, thanks for checking out this video. In this one, we're going to be breaking down why you're probably making a lot more progress than you actually realize. I can say this with full confidence because after years of my own journeys and helping hundreds of other people along their own, I can almost guarantee that you're measuring the wrong thing. So, as we dive into this, let's jump back into a previous time when myself was beginning his own weight loss and health journey. Even though it wasn't too long ago, this very journey was a clear indication of how people measure the wrong thing when focusing on how much progress they're actually making. Now, for me, I was tracking everything, tracking my calories, checking my diet, tracking my weight, working out, trying to eat better. But no matter what I did, it seemed like that scale, that number, that vicious number on that scale would not move. Every morning, stepping my feet on that bad boy, just waiting for those numbers to plummet. And almost every morning, I'd walk away feeling defeated. And if I'm being honest, it really got to my head. I really began to ask the same questions you've probably asked yourself, regardless of what journey you're on. Whether you're trying to get healthier, you're trying to be more financially stable, you're trying to just build a better life. The questions I was asking myself is like, what's the point? Maybe I'm just not built for this. Maybe this just isn't for me.
I'm not cut out for this shit.
Now, I'll have to admit, I, just like yourself, was probably paying a little bit too much attention to other people's results, comparing others and their speedy health journeys and their speedy, like getting ripped in the gym, or at least that's what it appeared like to me. So, of course, it immediately began to make me doubt the progress that I was actually making, that all that work, all that effort, all that tracking was all for nothing.
It's all for nothing.
But I want to share with you what changed everything is actually when I stopped paying attention to what hadn't changed and started focusing on what had. See, all this time I'd been focusing on all the wrong things, focusing on these big milestones, big major shifts. But that's not really how progress is defined. Progress is defined by the little things that we overlook on a day by day basis. For me, it was going to the gym 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times a week. I also noticed when I was lifting weights, those weights moved a lot easier. I began to feel stronger. I even had more energy throughout the day, and my sleep improved dramatically.
I sleep like a baby.
But none of these things are what's going to show up on a scale. But the truth is, this is progress. Those little, minute things that feel like nothing is actually what I should have been focusing on the entire time, because this is what's real, measurable, meaningful progress. And honestly, that's when it hit me. I realized this is why most people quit. Not because they're not making any progress. It's simply because they're not noticing it. It's kind of like planting a seed. You plant it on Monday, and then you go back and you dig it up Tuesday just to make sure it's growing. And then you repeat that process each and every single day.
Why is this taking so long?
But the truth is, the more you obsess over results, the less likely you are to stay consistent with the process. And since we're being honest here, that process is what leads to progress, which leads to the results that you want so badly in the first place.
It all makes sense.
So if you're in that stuck feeling right now, here's exactly what I would do. First, you want to start by tracking actions, not outcomes. Because when you focus on the actions and not just the outcomes, well, the outcome is a foregone conclusion at that point in time. If you eat right, you're going to lose weight. If you lift weights, you're going to grow muscle. If you ask people out, there's a chance that somebody's going to say yes. If you ask for the sale, if you post the content, if you do the things, that is what's going to lead to an outcome. It's not just going to be because you want it. It's going to be because you did the things to make it possible. Now, the second thing that I would do is start documenting the little things. You could call it a proof folder. Take photos of yourself for the progress. Screenshot those uplifting messages you got from people that you've spoken to. Start writing down the things that you're proud of every week. Hell, do it once a day if you have to. All that may sound cheesy, but the truth is that's what starts to build the belief that you can actually do it.
You can do it!
Right alongside of seeing the actions unfold into the outcome. That's kind of why you call it the proof. And the third thing, and probably the most crucial of all three things that I'm going to mention here, is revisit why you're doing all this in the first place. A lot of people throw around the word why, but without really diving into what that means. For me, my why on this specific journey that I shared with you, my weight loss and health journey, it's so I was able to stick around and grow old with my wife. So I would be able to grow old and enjoy living and not just be another broken person. Not to mention the insane amount of medical bills that come along with poor health. I wanted to avoid that more than I wanted to have a Ben and Jerry's pint of ice cream. For you, it may be a multitude of things, but get very clear why you're doing this in the first place, whatever journey you're on. Because when you can revisit that why, it gives a real purpose to the process in general. Because if we're being honest, the paycheck, the follower count, the number on a scale, all that surface level anyways. So the deeper your purpose is behind the process, the more likely you are to stay with it and be motivated through thick and thin. And here's what I wish someone had told me sooner. You don't need to feel like you're making massive moves each and every day. You just need to prove that you're still in motion.
I got this.
Because life is not some quick sprint. There's no finish line. The health, your financial stability, your happiness, there's no end date for that. The only end date that we share as human beings is the day we die. And that is not something any of us should be racing towards.
Don't take life too seriously. You'll never get out alive.
So take a breath and remember, this is a long game. This is your life that you're improving. It's not just a fly by the night quick fix so you can have a snatch summer bod
Journey to sweet hot bodland.
or make a quick buck off social media.
You're upsetting the influencers.
Because when it all boils down, even a slow climb is still progress up the mountain. And you can only see the full view when you keep going. So now I want to take a second and hear from you. What's a milestone that you've overlooked this week or this month? What's something, even no matter how tiny you may think it is, what's something that you know is an indicator of the progress you're truly making that you have brushed under the rug or thought to be too small or insignificant? Because I can promise you, whatever that is the real progress that you're overlooking. So regardless of what it is, no matter how tiny you think it is, I want to celebrate it. So drop it in the comment section below.
Someone left a comment.
Because at the end of the day, that's what matters. And even though no one else may clap for you today, I will. Now, if this has helped you even the tiniest bit to shift your perspective away from thinking that progress is only defined by massive results, by thinking that progress is some shiny, bright thing, whatever the perspective shift that you have, if I've helped you shift a perspective that's going to help you continue the progress
We're making progress.
on whatever journey that you're on, I want you to hit that like button. I also want you to drop a comment letting me know what perspective I shifted for you. And if you want more perspective shifts like this, or maybe some helpful tips around content, overall health, whatever it might be, this is going to be a mixed bag. So make sure you subscribe for more. I promise you there's going to be something you're going to be able to take away that's going to help you along whatever journey that you're on. And if you got one of those friends, which I know we all do, that's feeling stuck in whatever journey they may be on, but if you do have one of those friends, make sure you share this with them.
That's what friends are for.
Because sometimes they just need a little nudge or a new way to look at progress that they are making. Now, thanks for checking out this video, and I'll catch you in another one.